Hey everybody, welcome to the mid-season reports. I'm going to have to talk fast because I got a lot to get in. A couple of thoughts on the season so far. We'll get into the individual teams. Total points. Cats continue to hold the lead in total points even after this week's monumental loss. Unless the Cats can be the league high scorer this week, that will change as three other teams are within 10 points of the Cats. As a matter of fact, all but two teams are within 100 points, and one team is at 104 points behind. Not that I've been able to check, but I don't think scoring has been that close ever at the midway point of the season. All that scoring has kept records close, so we have no 0 or even 1-win teams, and all but two teams are within one game of 500 or already above. The Stewie division is the closest. Steve leads that division with a 4-3 record. All other three teams are 3-4. Also, only 74 points separate that entire division. Quagmire continues to be the toughest division with two 5-2 teams and only 3 points separating them from the point league total. Two teams are 3-4. And Brian, Monkeys, and Big Daddy need to shake off their doormat status, or that division is going to turn into a two-team race with the 5-2 Lights and the 4-3 Cats. So at the halfway point, 8 teams are within one game of their divisional lead, and 10 teams are within 2 points of a wild card spot. Let's take a closer look at all 12 teams from the bottom up. We don't have any Fs this year, other than maybe my movie-making skills. We do have one D, a D+ to be exact. Big Daddy is 12th in the power ranking with his 2-5 record. He's also last in the coaching ranking, second to last in breakdown, and 10th in points scored, adding up to a 6.5 power score. He has had the 5th toughest schedule to date and does own the #1 pass attack, led by the now injured Tony Romo, and the 4th best receiving game with his first-round pick Randy Moss at the top of that. He should be finding more wins than he is. Monkeys get a C-, even though Aaron is 9th in the power ranking with a 13.5 rating. He hasn't been able to turn that into wins. He's tied with Big Daddy for the worst record at 2-5. The power ranking and things like a #3 coaching ranking, #7 in total points, and #2 passing game, #2 defense keep him out of the D's, but a #12 rushing attack and a #10 receiving ranking are keeping wins off the board. Also garnering a C- is Super Simon. James is one of the 5 teams at 3-4. He has won 2 in a row and is 10th in power ranking with 9 points. He's last in scoring, 10th in overall in breakdown, and 10th in the coaching rating on the 3rd easiest schedule to date. Mr. Bill's gang barely breaks above a C-, barely breaks above the C-. He started hot with a 3-0 record, then promptly turned around and lost 4 in a row, with the 2nd toughest schedule to date. He's 5th in power ranking with 20 points and 6th in breakdown, has a #3 pass rating and #4 defense, and still dropped 4 in a row. One look at his #9 coaching rating, and that tells a little bit more of the story. Sheboygan Headbangers get a C, also with a 3-4 record, and is 11th in power ranking with 8 points. Chopper's 11th in total points, last in breakdown. He's 11th in the coaching rating, and 7th on the 7th most difficult schedule. Oddly enough, he is one of only 2 teams that rank all aspects of his game, pass, rush, receiving, defense, in the top 10. So he's got no double digits there. Masked Killer, C+. Tutu has won 2 in a row, including this week's upset of Clash City Rockers for a 3-4 record. He's tied in 7th in the power ranking with 14 points. He's 9th in scoring and 8th in breakdown, and he has had the 2nd toughest schedule to date, tied with Bill, and has managed a #4 coaching rating. Pitons make a B- anyway. Alec has had an uphill battle since the first quarter of the first game when he had a season-ending injury to his first-round pick, #2 overall, Tom Brady. Since then, he's grinded out a 3-4 record and tied for 7th in power rating at 14 points. He's #8 in scoring, #9 in breakdown. He's got the #7 coaching rating and the #6 passing attack with a #3 rushing game. That rushing game riding on 2 rookies, Forte and Johnson, both averaging 15 points a game. Elliott gets a B- for hanging in tough under tough circumstances. Let's head into winning record territory. Chili Dogs earned a B on this report card with a 4-3 record. Steve's #5 in the power ranking with a 23.5 point total. He's 5th in scoring, 6th in breakdown. He's riding a 3-game win streak that has him at the top of the Stewie division. Things could be better, as his #8 coaching ranking indicates, but he's still #1 in rushing behind Portis. As a matter of fact, Steve has 4 running backs, all averaging double digits. He's also 2nd in receiving, with Calvin Johnson leading the way there. Cats with Guns get a claw up on the dog with a B+. Also, with a 4-3 record, Cats get the edge because they're number one in the power. They're one higher in power ranking with 29.5 points, and they're number one in scoring. What's strange about that is that they're number 4 in breakdown, top scorer, but only 4th in breakdown. Georgia's had the hardest schedule to this point, but still managed the number 1 defense, the number 2 rushing attack with Gore, Brown, and Turner all over 15 points a game. Number 3 in receiving, with a number 6 coach rating overall. His supposed weak spot is his passing game, where he is actually number 12, even though his starter Favre is averaging 18 points a game, almost 18 points a game. Moving on up to the A's, doing much better on time this one round. Pilot Lights get an A- on their 5-2 record, number 3 power rank with 30 points. Mike leads the Bryan division with a 1-game lead over his arch rival, Cats with Guns. He is ranked 4th in points, 3 in breakdown, and holds a number 5 coach rating. He is number 5 in passing, 7 in rushing, 8 in receiving. Barber averaging 17 points a game, and Breeze averaging just over 22 points a game lead that team. Another A- goes to the Clash City Rockers, also 5-2 overall. I'm tied for 1st in power ranking with 33 points. I'm number 3 in scoring, just 3 points off the lead, and number 1 in breakdown. I hold the number 2 coaching rating in all areas, rank in the top 10, passing, receiving, rushing, and defense. Number 1 receiving, led by White and Marshall, averaging 13 points a game. Number 4 in rushing, led by Peterson with over 15 points a game. Number 7 in pass, number 8 in defense. All on the 4th hardest schedule to date. I had a 5-game win streak stopped this week, and just how devastating was that loss to the Rockers. If I had scored just 4 more points and actually won that game, I'd be number 1 in scoring, I'd have the best record, the only 6-1 team, and I'd have a perfect 36 power ranking. Didn't work out that way, of course, and now I can only hope that I don't fall down the power rankings as quickly as I went up. Last but not least, Larry, Loose Cannons. You are the top team in the league. You get a solid A. Loser of last year's Super Bowl is off to a great 5-2 start and has earned the highest grade in the league. Larry is tied for 1st in the Quagmire division with the Rockers, and he's tied for 1st in the power rankings at 33 points. His 131-point total this past week catapulted him to number 2 in points and number 2 in breakdown. He holds the number 1 coaching rating and had a number 4 passing game with Rodgers averaging 22 points a game, the number 5 rushing game with Jackson averaging 17 points a game. His receiving rank and his defensive rank need work as he's last here, but his starters are good enough that it hasn't hurt his overall record. The only thing that might present a problem is that Larry has done all this on the league's easiest schedule. So we'll see if he can keep it up. So there it is. Feel free to use the comment section here on YouTube to tell me your comments on how I felt about your team, how you feel about your team, how you feel about everybody else's team. Trash talk about the second half of the season. Remember, above all, always have a good time. This league has been very competitive since its inception, and as you can see, there are very few games and points separating all these teams. So we're hoping that the second half should be just as competitive as the first half. I got about a minute here, so let me try and show you around the basement real fast. Alright, so anyway, there's the steps coming down. There's the doorway for what will be the bathroom. That right there will be the doorway heading into a very small utility room. We've angled off this wall here, and you can see we got an extra wide, hoping to put maybe small double doors on this into our extra bedroom space. We've got a closet back in the back, and that little nook we're probably going to build up for the computer there. Coming back out into the main room, I'm going to have a nice storeroom back here. We're going to build some shelves, put in a little tool chest, keep some of our bulk storage in there. And then coming back out into the main section of the basement, we'll have this 14 by 20 plus all this other open space here at the bottom where our main living area will be. Back in that corner there, we'll build up a little bar. I've already got the wine refrigerator and hoping to get the beverage refrigerator soon. And if everything's lucky, maybe we'll have this up and running for next year's draft. So, there you have it. That's Pete coming to you live from the basement, Peanut Butter Jelly Time headquarters. Guys, enjoy the second half, and we'll really work on getting those movies together for you. All right, I'm out. Thanks.